Okay. So do I have to read that?
Yes. What is the formal style of writing?
Okay. What is the formal style of writing? A more complex structure, longer sentences, a more structured approach, with points clearly introduced, explained, and
Concluded.
an object concluded. Okay, thank you. An objective approach. Main points are usually started
Stated.
and stated, and then supported with arguments. No emotional in style, writing in a third person, not a personal writing style.
Aha. Well, in this case, the level of formality depends on all of these uh, selections that you do. So in this case, instead of short sentences, you need to learn how to write more complex sentences by joining short sentences and by using linking words that we are going to check during the course. Structure approach. Well, in the case of formal writing, some letters may include some kind of fixed structure that we need to check. Points clearly introduced. Yes, you need to go directly to the point sometimes, but introduced in a clear way. Objective approach refers to the fact that you have to include only information that is relevant for the letter. Again, remember that last class we said, sometimes we like to include a lot of information, but no, you need only to to include the information that is necessary to include in the letter. And then it says main points usually stated with arguments. It means that you have to present your points in a clear way, but also give these extra arguments to support the main point with supportive sentences. The main idea, and then some sentences that give more relevance to the main ideas with some extra sentences. No emotional style. No, I love you, lots of kisses, my friend. No. This is formal. You can show appreciation of a person, but you have to make it formal. Like I don't know, these kind of formal phrases like we look forward to hearing from you. It will be a pleasure to have you here, but in a formal way, not I love you forever and you are the love of my life. No. Writing in third person means that you should write in the name of the company, in the name of the school, not in your own name. Like, we will be happy to have you here, for example. No, I will be happy. No, the school will be happy to let you know what you need to do, for example. So you won't write. You don't need to write in first person because it is not a letter that you are writing representing yourself. No, you are writing a letter representing a company or an institution, in this case, a school. So not a personal writing style. Well, let's analyze one letter. I need more victims. Let me share the presentation in case some of you. Well, it is the same link, Lou. It is always the same link. So if you have the original link, I will share it here in the chat. Yeah, the thing is that I haven't opened the group on Google because I need some people to confirm some things. Okay, so don't worry. Let me. Okay, who wants to be my victim to read the letter? Who says me? A victim?
Me, teacher.
Oh, okay, Rebe, thank you.
Dear Mr. Miller, we are delighted that you have decided to spend 2 months on a work experience program in the XXX marketing department.
Mhm.
We warmly welcome you to our
Welcome
company.
you.
We warmly welcome you to our company in general and to our department in particular. You will be given the unique opportunity to work with a young team launching a new soft drink. Your work will be as interesting as demanding. You will have to analyze several surveys which have recently been conducted. Based on the results of your analysis, you will have to think about possible target customers. Furthermore, you will be asked to develop ideas on how exactly we could launch our soft drink. You will have to gather thoughts about how to run a successful campaign, as this project has not been made public yet. We expect you not to talk about this project to your friends or your family. You will be expected to work hard and sometimes for long hours.
Horrible.
However,
Ajá.
however, you will most certainly learn a lot. You will you will be given the unique chance to develop a marketing campaign. You will also get to use working with different marketing tools. Furthermore, you will have to learn how to make advantage of a wide variety of computer programs, which will not only help you to analyze the surveys conducted, but will also assist you in making in making out possible target customers. This 2 months work experience program will help you to understand the use and impact of marketing tools. We are confident that this experience will go far beyond that what you have learned at university. We are looking forward to working with you. Yours sincerely.
Sincerely, remember, we use faithfully and sincerely. Faithfully is when you don't know the person, you don't know even know the name. But here we have the name. So you should use yours sincerely or sincerely yours. Uh-huh. This is for the formal style I was telling you. Uh-huh. Not lots of kisses. I love you. Hello. Uh-huh. No. So as you see, the style is informal because he's not saying, I am delighted. No, we, the company, the school, the organization. Uh-huh. That is why it says an impersonal style is required. Uh-huh. Then in the well, this is the introduction, the salutation when you say hello. Uh-huh. All of this. In this case, as you see, the introduction is not as in a report. In a report, you stated the topic of the report and what the person is going to find in the report. But in this case, in this letter, it is not, the introduction is not like that. The introduction is just saying hello, and welcoming that person, just that. In the second paragraph, as you can see, they tell you what, they tell the reader what he will be doing and what he needs to learn. And in the next paragraph, well, I think this paragraph is more about the benefits. The things that he has to do and also the benefits. These 2 months work experience program will help you to understand the use and impact of marketing tools. That is the benefit. And well, a final comment. We are confident that this experience will go far beyond. And then you say goodbye. We are looking forward to working with you. You close this by saying yours sincerely and your name. Of course, you need to write all your contact information in case this person wants to contact you. But as you could see from the task, 2 months, a student from a business school in an English country has to spend 2 months in your work experience program in your department. So you are the person who is responsible of writing this letter. And do you consider that the person included everything that he was asked to include? Who says me? Gabi? Do you consider he included everything?
I think so, teacher.
Yes, I think so too. Maybe a little bit more about, well, we need to learn more about the benefits, but if it is not paid, well, you don't need to talk about the money. Only let's say the academic or the experience benefits that he will receive. Okay? So this is a sample letter, formal letter. Informal letters, we will check more informal letters during the course. So don't worry. I think informal letters are easier to write. Well, what is the structure? First, what we said, salutation. You say hello. In a formal way, of course. Then, well, some phrases that you can use, dear sir or madam, or if you don't know the person, you say, dear sir or madam, if you don't even have the name, because sometimes you don't know the name of the person you are writing to. So, dear sir or madam. Or you say, if you know the name of the person, dear Mr. Jenkins. Then, the first paragraph, the opening, more than an introduction, as I was telling you, is an opening. In the second paragraph, because the first one is the salutation, the second paragraph, you need to give your reasons for writing this letter and the topic. I am writing this letter we are writing this letter to let you know that you have been accepted to the program and you will spend the next 2 months working with us. And it may be a good idea to start including the points you were asked to include. In the next paragraphs, well, you can include as many paragraphs as you wish or as you want, but remember, you shouldn't overpass the number of words. It says, organize all the essential information in a clear and logical in the next part. Including all the points that you should include. And then the closing and the signing off. The closing is like the final words that you need to say or the final points that you need to make clear. And then the goodbye part. So you need to specify the action that the person needs to take or should take. You need to prepare everything or you need to come here as soon as possible. It depends on what you think it would be a good action. In business English, it is called a call to action. But in academic English, I would say it is the final paragraph for the person and the action he needs to take. Okay? Well, and then you can say, yours sincerely, yours faithfully. Remember, yours sincerely, you know the name of the person. But if you don't know the name of the person, yours faithfully. Sinceramente suyo o fervientemente suyo. Okay. Well, then a proposal. Okay. I know we are going too fast, but it is just because it is just an overview. We are going to check all the writings in detail. Yes.
Can you show again the last slide, please?
Ajá.
The
Ay,
previous one.
Lucero.
Sorry.
Oh, oh, this one. Mhm.
Yeah, just 1 second, please. Yeah,
Are
thank you.
you writing?
Yes.
All right. That everything is in the well, okay. You will have time to, but
Thank you.
mhm.
But it's okay if you want to, you can continue. I already
let me
finished.
let me just
Thank you.
erase all my drawings. Well, in part two, writing part two, remember, in part two, you are given 3 options. One of these options can be a proposal. A proposal is some kind of, well, it is a formal writing, always formal, in which you have some ideas or you are asked to write about some ideas and give up how do you say this, and propose an idea to be carried for a project. So I think we have a person here. What about you, Omar? Can you read this part for the sample task? Thank
Yeah,
you.
give me a minute, please.
Okay.
So, a proposal, sample task. Yeah, there are plans to demolish an old and unused building in the town where you are a student. You feel that the building should be saved. You decide to write a proposal for the town council explaining why you think the building should be preserved, suggesting what could be done to modernize it, and saying how the building could benefit, yeah, and saying how the building could benefit the local people.
So a proposal can be a letter, some kind of a letter or a formal writing that an institution is asking you to write for some kind of a competition. For example, one company has the idea of building a museum. So they ask a lot of people to write some proposals for the best way to build this and the place and the kind of museum. But you can also write it on your own. You don't need a person or an institution to make you write a proposal. So in this case, for example, here in front of my house, I don't know if you have seen these utopias. They are called in Spanish utopias. By the government of the city. I think the idea is great. I have seen 2 of them in Iztapalapa. There are 2. Well, there are many, but I have seen 2. And imagine they are saying, we are going to build this kind of places, a utopia here in your community, but we want you to give us ideas. So you decide to write this proposal for your community to benefit from this. So let's check more aspects of this, what we should include in a proposal. So proposal structure, Omar, thank you.
Yeah, give me a minute, please. Proposal structure. First point, relevant title. Purpose of the proposal. Main content divided into sections with a heading.
I would say with headings. It was my mistake, with headings in general.
With headings, okay. Describe a situation. It ends with recommendations. It ends with recommendations which are going to persuade the reader and try to prove that you are right.
In this case, a proposal is very similar to a report. The difference is that the report has to describe a real situation that is happening. And a proposal is that some kind of a proposal for something that is going to be built in the future, not something that exists. But somehow you have to also describe the present situation and how this building or this idea, this proposal, this proposition, let's say, proposition, is going to benefit everyone in the future. That would be the difference between a report and a proposal. The similarities is that both of them are supposed to be based on real situations. I say supposed because in the exam, you need to propose this as if it were real, but it is not real, okay? Well, can you read the last part, Umar, please?
Yeah. A proposal might be written for college or
Written?
club member. Right, yeah, written. Or for a boss or a college principal. It should provide suggestions for a future project or even in order to persuade the reader to take some form of action.
So check it. You need to write it in a way that it persuades the reader to do something. Maybe you want this, you want a library in your community and you're writing this proposal to the local authorities. So it needs to be formal, clear, and well structured. So I decided to write a proposal, a sample proposal. Who says me? Who wants to read? Well, let's divide it into two. Two paragraphs, Alex, thank you. And then two paragraphs for Alvaro.
Okay, sample proposal. All brewery modernization, a proposal. This proposal is intended to outline why the old brewery on ABC Street should not be demolished and is worth protecting. How it could be turned into a valuable asset for the town and in what ways it could be of use for the residents of the town. The brewery as an opportunity. The old brewery building with its central location at ABC Street and unique architecture is still considered a focal point of the town center by the vast majority of people. While it has not been in use for some years, it has great sentimental value as indicated in conversations with local residents. Therefore, it would be an unrecoverable loss to demolish the building. Unrecoverable loss to demolish the building when there are other possibilities for using the facility.
Okay. Then continue, Alvaro. Thank you, Alex.
Yes, modernization. According to the city conservators, the modernization of a building this old can be a challenge as everything from the ground up needs renovation. However, some local architects would be willing to work together and develop a design that takes into account the financial constraints of the public budgets as well as environmental factors. To illustrate, the initial estimated costs for modernizations are 300,000 and 6 months of construction and design works. It is strongly recommended to turn the brewery into a co-working space, so the rent will offset 15 to 20% of the cost in order to give the town a modern touch on a historic site. Future benefits. Considering all of the above, if the following suggestions were taken, there would be great benefits for everybody involved. Moreover, the town would create another source of income. The space would attract creative professionals, and not only would it benefit them, but local residents would also be able to keep their brewery in the town center.
So in this case, as you can see, it is very similar. The report, a report and a proposal are very similar because both of them include this structure. The use of headings. First, we need the introduction. As you can see, in the introduction, we need to state the reason of the proposal. What is what we want in general. That is why it says it is intended, this proposal is intended to outline, to describe why this building shouldn't be demolished. And how it could be made into something nice for the benefit of everyone. So simple. Don't present any more ideas in the intro. You will have time and space to do it in the following paragraphs. So as you can see, well, the structure needs first a general title, then headings. These headings have to be, of course, according to the content of the paragraphs. They describe this opportunity. Then modernization. Well, he did a great job in including the cost. He made some research and he said, it can take this time and this money because it has been estimated for some other buildings in the area. So, but as you can see, this suggestion is not to do something now with what we have now, no, but to do some final suggestion for the future, if this is taken into account. So they are very similar, but remember the difference is that a report focuses on the present, on a present action. And the proposal is for something to come in the future. Okay? Well, questions, problems? Who says me? No questions? Lucero? No?
No, teacher. Thank you.
Okay,
No
okay,
time.
well. So, which one do you think is more difficult? Tell me. A proposal, a report, or what was the other? Ya se me olvidó. What was it? A proposal, the letter, yes. Which is more difficult for you? Tell me. Write it in the chat if you want. If you are shy, if you feel shy today to speak. Okay. People are writing. No? Rebe, for you, which one is more difficult? Or easier?
I think easier the letter, maybe. The most difficult, I think, could be for me the proposal or the report, maybe.
Okay, thank you. Luz says a proposal. Why is more difficult for you? Why is it more difficult?
Well, I don't know. It's has a lot of information. You need to do some research in order to propose solutions for real benefits and stuff. So I think it implies more investigation.
More research, yes. But I think a proposal can be very useful depending on your job. But a report is always very useful to learn how to always. I think it is, for me, if you are not working as a teacher, it is more useful. A report is more useful. Okay, so just remember, in part 2, we have all of these writings. A proposal, an essay for part 1. For part 2, a report, a proposal, a letter, and what was the other? A proposal, a letter, and I forgot the other. And the review that we checked last class. Okay? Well, now we are going to talk about listening. Let's reflect about your listening skills. Now that we are in the review of the exam, we need to start working on our listening skills. So I decided to prepare some questions for you. Well, I would like